Konnichiwa. So I, before Christmas, did my favourite music, which was like based around the kind of Japanese bands and artists that I listen to. And I did have some people say, oh, it'd be quite interesting to see what kind of Western music you're into. So I had a bit of a think about it. And I mean, I pretty much listen to Japanese stuff now, but there are some sort of British and American bands that and actually other European bands that I do like, and I do still listen to. At least certainly from sort of 10 to 15 years ago. Some of their stuff, so we're talking sort of proper mid-noughties kind of, pop punky emo stuff, that sort of thing, and some more recent stuff too. Yeah, some more recent stuff. First of all, I guess one of the biggest, most recent bands for me was Fearless Vampire Killers, and unfortunately they split up last year, and I think we recently just had 6 months since that happened, and that was a real shame. I really liked this band because they were a bit different. They were a concept band in a sense, and it was all based around Lawrence Beveridge's like stories and stuff like that, which was different and interesting, and I liked the fact that like all the songs told a story and all the albums told a story. I mean, they're really talented lads. I'm really interested to see what they're going to go on to do. I do actually really like, and this has been a point of division, but I'm going to just go out there and say it anyway. I like what Keir Kemp went on to do. If your heart's not in it, why carry on doing something? I don't blame him for 1 second, so I'm just putting that out there. I know that might be a popular opinion amongst some people, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Speaking of people who left bands to join other bands, Solace and Nightmares as well. Really, really like these guys. They're really, really good. I've sort of been interested in a few bands. Basically, the vocalist was in Dead Lay Waiting, and that might seem like the most obvious thing because the Dead Lay Waiting, one of my all-time favourite bands, absolutely amazing. Love that band. Seen them countless times live. They are incredible. Still listen to their stuff over and over again now. But there are a few guys who are in Solace Nightmares who were in other bands and stuff like that beforehand, sort of fairly local scene to me because it was a town that's just up the road from me, really. So I'd seen them around in other bands and whatever. And I've got to say, I'm so glad that there's this kind of grouping of people. They are really, really, really good. So if you get a chance to see them at a gig, they are sort of picking up more gigs now, and they're really worth checking out. Yeah, if you're one of these people that doesn't go and see support bands, make an exception if you see they're on the bill, because it's totally worth it. From one end of the spectrum of like small clubs and pubs and whatever for bands to the other, Green Day. Green Day pretty much changed my life when I was about 17 years old and I was in college. There was a lot of shit going on then, and I think, like, I don't know, it's just, I've loved them for years, and I'd actually really liked them since the mid-90s, and they released things like Basket Case and whatever, but I was a kid at the time, I kind of liked the melody and stuff like that, I didn't really get what it was about, and it was once they released American Idiot and they were really back in their prime that I got really back into them again. I think now in this political climate where we've got like Brexit and Trump, I think we need bands like Green Day more than ever, basically. The Dresden Dolls, absolutely incredible. Amanda Palmer, who is just like a hero of mine. She is an amazing artist, amazing performer. She is just wonderful. And the Dresden Dolls, it was at the start of my time at university, and I just picked up both her albums one day and just listened to them, and I just have never stopped. They're incredible, absolutely incredible. And then it kind of, obviously the knock-on effect was that I got into her solo stuff and her books and her artwork and just everything that she stands for. She is amazing, absolutely amazing. I love her, and you should definitely check out literally everything she's ever done. Amanda Palmer is brilliant. Also, Red Hot Chili Peppers, I think, were probably the band that kind of got me solidly into rock music more than anything else, any other kind of genre. I was 15 years old when By the Way came out, which was literally half my lifetime ago, and I remember it was the summer before my GCSEs, listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers, By the Way, over and over and over again, just thinking, wow, this is like it felt like my last summer of freedom, because it was, like I said, the summer before I was going to take my GCSEs, and I was aware of the fact that I was going to be going to college, and I was going to have to start taking on part-time work and things like this. It's like the last summer of my childhood is what it felt like. But I absolutely love that album in particular. It's just really sticks in my memory. And of course I worked backwards through the back catalogue, so Californication and all the other albums which I love too, but that one in particular really sticks in my mind. I always have a soft spot for Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're just amazing. Him, His Infernal Majesty. I absolutely love this band from Finland, and I'm sure many people watching this will know who they are, but if you don't, you really need to check them out. Absolutely incredible. I saw them at Download. The only time I ever got to see them live was at Download, the second time I went. I just love them. It's so different. It's their genre they kind of described at the time as sort of love metal. It was metal, but they were singing love songs. And it's so incredible. It's really proper gothic stuff as well. Like the proper gothy emo side of me. Flipping loved them. And I will always love them, especially from sort of 10 or so years ago, when they were actually at their prime, and they were just superb. And my last shout out, I suppose. Oh no, I've got two more. There's William Control, who actually did change and save my life. About 8 years ago, listening to his music actually made me rethink a whole host of things going on in my life, and I think it's when I started realising I had to make certain changes and get rid of certain people from my life and get certain other people to be more involved in my life. And one of those people is the man that is now my husband, and actually he loves William Control as well. We don't have a huge crossover in our musical tastes, but William Control is one of the few, and I've lost track of how many times we've seen him live now. He kind of helped to bring the pair of us together, and I think that's amazing. That's why I've always loved William Control, the goth father himself. And almost synonymously now, Ashes to Angels, who are like the hardest working band I've probably ever seen, one of the most talented bands I've ever seen. Absolutely incredible. Krilly is just amazing. And their music, I can't really describe what it means to me. It's just something that's really important to me, and you really need to go and check them out, because I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it live. I've never listened to anything like it. They deserve to be right up here, seriously. I don't know why they're not, because they should be. But there you go. They deserve to be the biggest band in the world, quite frankly. So that's just a bit of an insight into my musical tastes. So you've had the Japanese version, you've had some of my other versions. I mean, there are other bands that I could have mentioned, like Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, Dead, Panic at the Disco, all bands that I grew up with, listening to, that have really had an impact in my life over the last decade or so. But that's it. That's all I can say for now. So, thank you for paying attention to my insane ramblings on music. Music is something that means a lot to me and has really sort of punctuated my life in different ways. So, that's it for now. Sayonara.